Apparently, they have a leader.
And a nasty one at that.
It is as I feared. The end is truly coming.
What?
The creature that leads them is the Great Destroyer. The Tome of Rubicon said that the Great Dwarf and the Great Destroyer would meet in one last battle. And after that, the dwarves will be no more.
You don't stand alone. We'll defeat these creatures.
You don't understand. Win or lose, the time of the dwarves is over. The only question is it the end of the rest of you as well?
Come on. There we go. Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So yes, we just opened up with that cutscene. That was the cutscene I was supposed to show you after we'd finished in the Ural Homelands, I believe, or it could have been in the Shiver Peaks actually. Yeah, we should have seen that then. I will choose for now not to comment on what we just saw or what we just heard Ogden talking about. We'll see it soon enough. We got this door here, by the way. This is like one of the last doors that will ever open in the game. You wondering where I am? Well, I'm in the battle depths, so we're just sort of just underneath the far Shiver Peaks here. Back here because this video we're going to be doing some of the quests which, alright, you don't have to have completed the first 3 arcs of the story to do them, but because they're so heavily to do with the dwarves, I always consider them to be arc 4 quests. So we'll be doing these hopefully in one video. One of them is like a big defend one, and it will either take ages because I'll just spend ages rambling on and on and on and on about random crap, or I'll just cut loads out. We'll see how it goes. Something new, yes, check it out. This is, oh, hold on, we do have a mini pet, don't we? Oh, no, we don't. Do you know what I'm thinking of doing, actually? I'm thinking of adding the, you know, the Devourer we got, Peter's first year thing, adding this to Matt, so everybody's got a mini pet. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Because Tom's got the Black Moa, no matter how little I actually use it. So, yeah, anyway, new stuff. We've got new armor, sweet. We've also got a new scythe. So, this here is all Norn stuff. So, as you can see here, this is a Norn scythe, which you can craft from becoming rank 4 in Norn, and Norn armor, which you can only craft after becoming rank 5. Pretty cool. All 3 characters have got all new kit. I did kind of have in my head this image of showing you all 3 at once, but it would have been a little bit tricky to do. So we'll see them as we go through. They're all dyed red. They all look pretty cool and in the same kind of theme. I love this sort of thing on your chest here with the armor. It's pretty awesome. Is that the bear? I think yeah, it's a bear. It looks kind of like a wolf as well at the same time though, which is quite weird. There's actually something quite funny. I did notice when I first got it, you know, at Halloween we had the cat ears. Oh yeah, that brings me on to something else. You know, we had the cat ears though at Halloween. I had them still activated, and because of the way dervish armor works, you look absolutely ridiculous if you're wearing cat ears instead of the main headdress for the Norn armor. It looks like I'm genuinely in a dress. Oh, hilarious. So yeah, I thought I'd share that with you guys. Speaking of the Halloween hats and stuff, I was actually planning... Oh no, wait, we do actually want to take that off. There we go. Okay, very nice. Yeah, speaking of the Halloween hats, you know, I mentioned in the Halloween series that I was going to show you the one from Camadan. I completely forgot about that on that day. It was only a couple of hours I had to wait, but I completely forgot. So Matt never actually ended up getting that festival hat, which actually bums me out a little bit because I had quite a nice collection of festival hats, and I always get annoyed when I miss one. And Halloween's one of those events where you can't just like trade in festive items for the hat at the end of the event for people who missed it, but whatever. You know, I had to wait up to 11 o'clock and it was a work day, so it really wasn't going to be happening. But yeah, in any case, I'm sorry about that, guys, so we won't say it. It is a very uninspired hat anyway. It looks just very similar to what one is it? One of the headdresses in Nightfall, the one that looks like you've got a hawk on you. I can't remember actually buying it myself. I must have bought it at some point. It could have been the one that you get in the Desolation. In any case, that was what that one was. So just to let you guys know about that. Sorry about that. Right, so anyway, here we've got all the dwarves around here, and we've got High Priest Alcar here, next to Jarlis, and we've also got some Dwarven Scouts. So there's 2 quests we can do here. Oh, this actually reminds me. Do I have the calls on me? I don't. No. Oh, yeah, this is the headdress, it looks like. Hold on. Yeah, the ancient headdress. It just looks like this, basically. That is a very weird combo. Yeah, oh, I don't have it. Okay, well, this first quest, we might as well grab it while we're here anyway, and we'll complete the other one while we're going. So, this is High Priest Alcar. If you remember him, he's from the Sorry's Furnace series. I won't go into masses of detail, but basically, in the Sorry's Furnace series, this Tome of Rubicon we've just been hearing about, we dug that up, and they were talking about a great battle between the Great Destroyer and the Great Dwarf, right? And this was the guy who helped us rebury the Tome of Rubicon, which supposedly was never supposed to be read. So, he says... I know more of the Tome of Rubicon than any of my predecessors, and I have written a sanitized version of that ancient text. King Jarlis requested that I perform my destroyer research practically at his side so I may relay my findings without delay. I could use your assistance to speed up the process. Bring me any destroyer cores you find out there, and I'll compensate you. Okay, I'll find your junk. Right, this quest, Matt, is so simple. All you need to do is have a single destroyer core on you. So do you remember what I mentioned before about them? This is the quest you want it for, and if you have it, you can complete the quest immediately.
What news
I stupidly forgot to do it before filming, so I'm going to have to go off and do that and come back later. But he says, long have I studied the Tome of the Rubicon and the lore of the Great Destroyer. Never did I expect to see the Great Destroyer surface in my lifetime. Okay, alright, so he says he needs destroyer cores, shake a leg. We'll do that later. The quest reward for that quest gives you a skill called the Light of Deldrimor, which is really cool. If you get that before you start doing dungeons would be my advice to anybody playing along with me, because that will allow you to reveal hidden treasures around the map, which is pretty cool. I'll demonstrate that in the dungeon series, which, by the way, is coming up very soon. I may as well mention this, actually. As soon as Eye of the North is over, we'll be going straight into the dungeons. More details on that probably later this week, because Eye of the North, I can't conceive that many more videos we've got left to do for Eye of the North. Anyway, here's another quest, and one we can actually really do, from Orozar Highstone.
What news of the
Again,
war?
another guy from the Sorry's Furnace series. If you remember, he had his brother who was in the Stone Summit, and we ran in and we found him and we tied him up and we carried him out. You remember all that? Yeah, so he says, my brother Ural Highstone was once in the Stone Summit, but he reformed and has become a follower of the human god Dwarven. I feel a little bit bad, because at the start of Eye of the North I was saying to you guys so much, oh, go watch the Sorry's Furnace stuff, it's also important for Eye of the North, and yet it's only now, on like episode 66, that it's actually coming in full swing. But yeah, I do keep to my word, it did have some relevance to Eye of the North. Anyway, so he says, was once in the Stone Summit, but he reformed and has become a follower of the human god Dwarven. That's quite interesting as well, because the dwarves are following the human gods, but whatever, I guess it's not that unheard of. King Jarlis asked him to infiltrate the Stone Summit as it moved north, and for the most part its members have been pretty quiet. Until now. Alright, so if you remember, the Stone Summit were like mostly defeated in sort of with all the fighting that was going on in the southern Shiver Peaks, but they're not completely down, they're not completely out, and they're coming forward here. Ural sent word that the summit has gotten wind of our arrival here in the far Shiver Peaks. He believes they plan to attack our encampment. Ural arrives soon to confirm his report. Matt, will you lend your prowess to us and defend our enclave should the need arise? Okay, cool. And you get some amazing skills here as well. Sure, I'll play defense. Right. So this will actually take you into a private instance of this area. So he says, some time ago, King Jarlis sent my brother Ural north to gather. Have we already read this on the Stone Summit's movement? My brother and I have had our differences, to be sure, but after that debacle in Sorry's Furnace, he reformed and dedicated his life to the service of Dwarven. I've come here with King Jarlis in the hopes of seeing Ural and perhaps sharing a tankard or 20 of ale with him. I love how similar the dwarves and the Norn are in their drinking. A dwarf and a Norn in a drinking contest? Quite interesting, I wonder. Probably the Norn would win, only due to the fact that they're so big. You know, for their size, dwarves are pretty damn good. Right, so attack on Jarlis' camp. Is your party ready to defend the encampment? We sure are. So yeah, there's a reason I picked Matt for this video. Yes, it's not because I like the character more, I just favour Matt because I can have this completely OP party with me, and I haven't bothered to set one up on Peter, or to set up on Tom would take so long because I don't have any of the skills. Anyway, so we've got the thing here, we're going to speak to him to start off the fight. I'll just show you the area around that here though. We've got lots of dwarves. We're going to be attacked from Telzar Ironjaw. That's a pretty cool name.
What news?
I don't think any of them have unique dialogue for us. Basically, we're going to be attacked from that corridor down there, that corridor over there, and up there. Now there's a trick to this quest actually. I haven't been on Wiki or anything before filming this, but basically I think it's something as simple as I think if you wipe, you do completely get kicked out and you have to walk all the way back to the battle depths. But there's the characters down here, for instance Orozar, if they die, and the king as well, I think the king's around here, if they die they will get back up, so don't get too scared. Don't try and take on all three groups at once. You can take your time and let them die, as far as I remember at the very least, and that'll sort you out. I guess we're about to find out though, so here we go. Orozar Highstone.
Hail, human.
We've already read that. Just sit on your shield a moment. Ural should be here soon. Okay, sweet. So Ural's here. He says, Orozar, did you get my message? Yeah, we sure did. My brother, I have. What news? There he is. He's not there. Hey, Ural. You trustworthy now, buddy? I've carried you around before on Peter. The Stone Summit are at your doorstep. Their attack will begin at any moment. What a shocker. Well, any moment. He was damn right. They're already up here. Are they going to talk anymore? Christ, they're not. We're just the full blown attack straight away. You'll notice my skills as well here. I promised you guys we have got the Raven Blessing here. I'm a little reluctant to use it because I know the skills are going to be so much worse than my regular skills. But here we go. This is the Raven Blessing. Just a bit more of this. Figured I owed it to you guys so that we'd see all of them at least in equal amounts.
What news of the war?
So yeah, they're going to attack you in all three sort of sections. Now, when you defeat one wave, the next wave will come. And the waves will progressively get stronger and stronger and stronger. So if you do what I'm doing right now, which is take out one wave, go to the next wave, take out the next wave, take out the next wave, what you're going to end up with is the strongest, the most powerful waves from each sort of assault on you at the same time, which can be incredibly dangerous, and you'll probably start losing a lot. It's not uncommon to be wiping a lot on this. I don't know whether I will using such a build that I've got at the moment, but it's not uncommon, and it can be quite a hard quest. So my main advice would be to, like I said, the essential NPCs, if you even want to call them that, they can die. They're not really essential at all. So what you can do is just stick to one of the waves. I usually stick to the one up at the top of the stairs because I think it's because lots of bosses come from that one or something. I don't know why I favour that one actually, but I do, and that's what I usually do. So as for the actual fighting itself, aim for the Nashes first. I know I've not been doing it, I'm barely paying attention, but go for the Nashes because those guys will summon loads, and then obviously the healers as well, the Doliac Masters and stuff. I love seeing the Doliac Masters. Man, do you know what? I've talked about mounts already with my Char videos, but I swear if mounts ever did make it into Guild Wars, if they didn't let you have mountable Doliacs or these crazy fucking things here, whatever these are, I would be very upset because I would love to be a Stone Summoner. I just love that image of it. It's just so cool. So yeah, that's really what you want to do. Take out the healers. I mean, as you can see here, they're not all the healers aren't the ones riding things, but and the Nashes as well. Those guys are the dangerous ones. Other than that, I think you should be okay, really. But yeah, I would take my advice and fight up on that staircase because yeah, I'm not sure where it is. I'm sure we're about to find out what it is, but I'm sure there is a reason why it's better to be up there. Bosses maybe. I think the last wave of each thing there is a boss on all sides, but I think it could be that there's two that come from that one perhaps. Oh no, or maybe it's because the boss that you kill up there is like the last boss, and when you kill him it automatically ends regardless of whether you've killed all the other enemies. Look, the waves do get quite big. Yeah, look, here you go, Taskmaster Nard. Oh, the Taskmasters. Brings me back to Sorry's Furnace. It's quite cool actually. Sorry's Furnace was the first thing I played with you guys, and we'll soon be playing again eventually. But yeah, alright, so just as I said, I think I'm about exhausted of things to say. Oh no, one thing actually I could talk about is, actually, I don't know, as I've been playing through Either North, I'm a really active guy in the forums, or I was, but as Either North slowly gone on, I don't know, I've been far less active on Guild Wars 2 Gura. I feel a little bit out of sort of... there's been barely any news, so I think I've had a good reason to not necessarily be away. I do still keep my eye over there, but I just don't talk that much. There's not been much news for Guild Wars recently. Oh, well, here's Marlin Stillfist. He says, Ural, you traitorous snake. I should have known you'd sell us out. I'll roast your hide for this. Blood is more precious than gold. I betrayed my brother once, but never again. Ah, see, it's a nice story. Ural's down. Yeah, there you go. Ural and Orozar are down, but you can survive, and you're not going to get kicked out for it. Your life is mine. Oh, sorry, they're still talking. Yeah, your life is mine, Ural Highstone. So now we just have a big fight here. As you can see, there's a lot of guys to fight here. But yeah, like, there's not been that much Guild Wars 2 news, so I've kind of... And even though I've probably not missed much news, and I'm still probably really up to date with Guild Wars 2, it kind of puts me off doing too much talking about it and stuff. Anyway, there you go. That's it. Completely done. Oh, God. Well, Ural dies anyway. I think he's supposed to die in that fight. And he says, and your soul is mine. And an avatar of Dwayne says, and your soul is mine. So the avatar of Dwayne comes. And Orozar says, Ural, no, Dwayne has taken him. Well, that was messy, but okay, we're back out in the battle depths. Let's clear up the mission. Let's see what Orozar has to say. Dwayne has taken your brother.
You seek the dwarves?
Dwayne, why would you take my brother? We'd come to terms, he and I. I had forgiven him. What am I to do now? And you get a skill named after him, by Ural's Hammer. Used to be a fantastic skill for all kinds of farms and stuff. It's still a cool skill, an AoE party resurrect. Yeah. And I still like it, but you used to get, if any kind of farm you wanted to do, usually people would have to rush most of the way through Eye of the North, just so that they could finish this damn quest. It was very irritating in that regard. Great Dwarf weapon as well. I used to have a lot of fun trying to make builds with that, like using Locust Fury and all kinds of stuff to get lots of really high knockdowns and stuff. Anyway, here we go. We got another quest here. He says, poor Ural, at least he is with Dwayne now. I want the summit who did this to taste the pain of my vengeance, even if it's not by my hand. I've promised to remain here to defend the encampment. Here's a thought. You go to that vile camp and dispense the bloodshed the Stone Summit so richly deserve. Bring those murderers to justice. Revenge is best served with cold steel, and fire. You know this won't bring Ural back. That's true. Alright, but let's ignore that. Is there any excuse for vengeance? We need to take it. Right, so yeah, we're going to come all the way back up to Sifala, into Drakar Lake, and go back into those caves, actually. You remember me talking about that quest to do the Stone Summit in the caves a while ago? Yeah, this is this one.